All right, how's it going, everybody? Today I'm here to bring you my SummerSlam 2016 review. I'm doing this review practically an hour after I just finished filming my NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2/Back to Brooklyn review. So if you guys haven't had a chance when you're done watching this review, please go check out my NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2 review. But like I said, guys, this is going to be my WWE SummerSlam 2016 review. And my overall thoughts on the show, guys. This show, to be fair, was a good show for what it was. I think it was definitely better than last year's SummerSlam, but that's not saying much. You know, I still feel like this SummerSlam, just like last year's SummerSlam, was disappointing. I feel like this show, when you compare this year's card to last year's card, this year's card is far superior. I feel like this year's show could have been much better show, and it could have been like, if it wasn't for certain booking decisions on this card, this card could have been one of the best shows of the year. It could have probably even been the best show of the year, and it could have been the best SummerSlam since 2013. So before I get down to my review, I do want to talk about some of the positives I did like about the show. First off, a brand new set. About damn time. Thank you, Lord. WWE finally gave us a brand new set, not the old Raw set like they used for all the pay-per-views except WrestleMania. They gave us a brand new set, which looked really nice. I posted pictures of it on my social media. I was so happy when I saw that SummerSlam had a brand new set. That was awesome. That was a breath of fresh air. It just felt new. It felt so good to see something different with the pay-per-views. I'm praying that they don't use that same set for all the pay-per-views. Obviously not WrestleMania, but I really hope that now WWE will do different sets for their pay-per-views, especially the brand exclusive pay-per-views. So I'm just hoping they don't use the SummerSlam set for every single pay-per-view. And please don't even think about using the Raw and SmackDown sets for the Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views. That's just lazy. But to keep things positive, I really enjoyed the fact that there was a new set for SummerSlam. I really liked it. It was a breath of fresh air. Kudos to WWE for making that change. A breath of fresh air, like I said. Felt so good seeing a new set. And speaking of fresh looks, the ring post had LED screens on them, which I thought was nice to give, to go along with the LED sides, to go with the LED screens at ringside. So nice fresh digital look for SummerSlam. Another thing I really liked was that the Raw commentators got to call the Raw matches. The SmackDown commentators, led by Mauro Ranallo, got to call the SmackDown matches. I loved it. I was so freaking happy for Mauro Ranallo that he got to call the main SummerSlam. He got to do commentary on the main SummerSlam card. And then what I freaking think was awesome, and I just tweeted this, during the main event, because it was interpromotional. It was Brock Lesnar from Raw versus Randy Orton from SmackDown. You had Mauro Ranallo, JBL, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. All of them called the main event together. And when you look at it, it was Mauro Ranallo and Corey Graves calling the main event. That was awesome. And like I said on Twitter, I think those guys should call WrestleMania 33. I know the Lex Man wanted Mauro Ranallo and Daniel Bryan to call WrestleMania 33. I would love if at WrestleMania 33 it was the dream team of Mauro Ranallo and Corey Graves. I loved how they did commentary during the Lesnar-Orton match. I thought that was really cool seeing the commentators come together. No Michael Cole in this. It was Mauro and JBL from SmackDown, Corey and Byron from Raw. I just loved it. So kudos to WWE for that as well. Now let's get right down to the review. We kicked the show off. I didn't watch any of the pre-show other than Cesaro versus Sheamus. Really didn't care for the tag match. Like I predicted, Sami Zayn and Neville beat the Dudley Boys because of another miscommunication by the Dudley Boys. And WWE reported that the Dudley Boys are supposed to, quote, say goodbye tonight. But I honestly see that as their split. I see Bubba Ray turning on Devon unless this is a legit, send-off for the Dudley Boys unless they're legit leaving the WWE. I see this as nothing more than Bubba turning on Devon and maybe him getting a push if he brings back elements of his Bully Ray character. We'll see from there. Team American Alpha beat Team Breezango in the 12-man tag team match. And Cesaro lost to Sheamus in match 1 of the Best of 7 series. I really didn't care for the pre-show at all. I did watch the ending of Cesaro and Sheamus, which was good, but I really didn't focus on the pre-show that much. So moving on to the main card. We kicked the show off with Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Jeri-KO. The perfect way to kick that show off, like I said in my in the SummerSlam matches video with Daniel Gaiza and in my predictions video as well. Enzo and Cass got a wicked reaction from the crowd in their homecoming. Enzo, of course, killed it on the mic, talking about New York and quoting Notorious B.I.G. and Jay-Z. It was just awesome promo from Enzo. Yo, Corey Graves bringing up the fact that Enzo is from New Jersey. He's not from New York, unlike Big Cass, who's from Queens. Still, that was just the Enzo and Cass homecoming was awesome. As far as the match is concerned, it was a good, fun opener. You had Cass launching Enzo like he does into the corner onto Jericho, and then he launched Enzo onto Jeri-KO on the outside. Air Enzo, as I call it. Then later on in the match, Kevin Owens hit a gut buster, followed by his patented senton onto Enzo Amore. Enzo managed to hit an enziguri on Kevin Owens. You know, Enzo is always the one that manages. He's always the one getting dominated in these matches, and then eventually he makes the tag to Big Cass. I would love to see Enzo get the hot tag one day. It's just something I noticed, something I'm just pointing out. But Enzo was trying to make the tag to Jericho, and Jericho with this wicked interception, like just jumped and knocked him out of the way, and then hit his springboard dropkick onto Big Cass. That allowed Kevin Owens to hit the bullfrog splash on Enzo. He went for the cannonball, but missed, and Enzo managed to make the hot tag to Big Cass. Big Cass hit the Empire Elbow, he knocked both members of Jeri-KO down, hit the Empire Elbow on Jericho. Cass and KO battled it outside the ring. Owens threw Cass into the ring post, and then with Cass laying prone on the barricade, or not on the barricade, but on the outside next to the barricade, Owens hit a nice cannonball. Enzo continued to fight with Jericho on the inside and hit the DDG, which is that jumping DDT from the top rope. But in the end, Enzo was trying to fend off both Jericho and Owens. Owens pops Enzo up into a code breaker from Jericho for the 1-2-3. It was a wicked double team finisher. It reminded me of the Shatter Machine by the Revival. So Jeri-KO get the win here. I really would have preferred that Jericho, that Enzo and Cass got the win, because it's obviously in Brooklyn. It's their homecoming, and I feel like they're one of the hottest tag teams. I mean, they are freaking red hot. They are so freaking over with the WWE Universe. I feel like Enzo and Cass should have gotten the win to help establish them as one of the top teams on Raw. I have nothing against Jeri-KO. I like this team. I could see him doing big things, like eventually winning the tag team championships, but of course, we want Kevin Owens to be world champion, so we'll see where things go from there. But good, fun opener. Love that pop up into a code breaker finisher by Jeri-KO. If that's their finisher, that's gonna be freaking awesome. Good, fun opener. Good effort from all 4 men. 3 stars. Those are my notes if anyone asks what that sound was. Surprisingly, next, we got the Women's Championship match. Sasha Banks defending against Charlotte. And, of course, Dana Brooke was barred from ringside. But, honestly, guys, throughout this match, Dana Brooke was an afterthought, because it was just Sasha and Charlotte like it should have been. Great women's match. Again, surprisingly, they went on second. You would have thought maybe that match would have been saved for higher up in the card. Maybe do the women's 6-man tag match. Not 6-man, the 6-woman tag match after Jeri-KO versus Enzo and Cass. But great women's wrestling match from these two. I personally think Charlotte and Sasha had a better match than Bayley and Asuka had at TakeOver Brooklyn too. That's just my opinion. I felt like this was the better of the 2 women's championship matches. Sasha got a red hot start. She hit a head scissors on Charlotte and got her right into the bank statement. Charlotte eventually got out of it. And then, as the match progressed, Charlotte, okay, I don't know, like, after hearing other people's reviews, I don't know if this was botched or what, but Charlotte was trying to, like, Charlotte had Sasha lying prone on the top turnbuckle, and it looked like she was going for this backbreaker slam, but she missed or messed up, and Sasha landed very awkwardly on her head. It was a legit injury. I don't know if that was the plan or not. I think she was trying to go for like a side slam or something. Like I said, a backbreaker. But Sasha managed to come back with a Lita Conrana, but Charlotte managed to roll through that and went for the figure 8, which Sasha managed to counter. Charlotte then hip tossed Sasha into the corner, and she hung Sasha upside down in the corner. And then came this really sick spot where Charlotte looked to be going for a Razor's Edge from the top rope, and Sasha countered with a Splash Mountain Hurricane Rana. That was really sick. Kudos to Sasha Banks for pulling that move off. Sasha got Charlotte into the in a nice looking Boston Crab in the turnbuckle. It's sort of like the tarantula. Sasha then did her patented knees to the gut, but instead of into the gut, she drilled her knees into Charlotte's lower back. Sasha then hit a nice double knee senton from the top rope onto the outside. Sasha countered natural selection into the bank statement, and it looked like at first that like they botched the move because of how Charlotte landed, but looking back at it, it was Sasha's counter into the bank statement. Charlotte then rolled out of the bank statement and hit a chop block on Sasha, followed by natural selection, but Sasha kicked out. Sasha hit a head scissors takedown into the bank statement, but Charlotte managed to use her strength to roll Sasha up to score the 1-2-3 and win that women's championship. This result really surprised me and angered me when it first happened, because I was like, why did Charlotte just beat Sasha? Why did they give the belt back to Charlotte? What was the point of Sasha winning the championship if she was going to lose it back to Charlotte at SummerSlam? And that was another questionable decision that really got me a little fired up. But from what I read, what started off as a rumor that Sasha was going to be suspended was ultimately put to rest, and it was revealed that Sasha has some nagging injuries that she needs to take time off to heal. So she's been removed from upcoming events until mid-September, September 23rd, I believe. So obviously, had Sasha won, she wouldn't have defended the championship within 30 days. You know, their whole 30-day title policy. So they give it to Charlotte. I'm interested in seeing where this feud, what they do with Charlotte from here. I mean, please do not tell me they're going to bring Bayley up to the main roster tonight on Raw. Have her win the championship from Charlotte. No. Don't do that. Have Bayley win the championship at WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble. No, more WrestleMania. Have her do it at WrestleMania. But do not immediately go into a Charlotte-Bayley feud for the title if they bring Bayley up now that Charlotte is champion. I don't know what's in store for Charlotte as women's champion. I do want to send my well wishes to Sasha Banks. Can't wait to see the boss back in action after losing last night. But great women's wrestling match. I loved it. 4 stars. Was very happy to see these two go out there and just put on a great women's wrestling match. Yes, Charlotte may have gotten a little reckless at times, but I still thought the match was great. I loved it. And like I said, at the time, I was not happy with the decision because I didn't know why they were giving the title back to Charlotte. But if Sasha's injured and she can't wrestle for at least a month, what's the point of having the championship on her? You know what I'm saying? So Charlotte regains the championship. She's a 2-time women's champion, and we'll see where things go from there. After that, we had the Intercontinental Championship match, The Miz with Maryse defending against Apollo Crews. This was a good, solid match for the 5-6 minutes that it went. I mean, it was very short, but they packed a lot of things into this match for just 5-6 minutes. Apollo Crews, I was very impressed with his offense in this match. He hit some very innovative offense. At one point in the match, he broke out of the skull crushing finale and hit this pop-up gorilla press power slam. It was just like I wouldn't say it was a thing of beauty or a highlight reel move, but like when I saw it, I was like, wow, he literally just popped this dude up into a gorilla press and boom, slammed him. Miz was going for his clothesline into the corner, and Apollo caught him real nice and then hit him with a belly-to-belly suplex, followed by the standing moonsault. But in the end, Apollo Crews missed a stinger splash, hit his head on the ring post, and Miz caught him with the skull crushing finale for the 1-2-3. Miz retains the Intercontinental Championship. He did it in clean fashion. I would have liked to have seen this match go maybe another 3-4 minutes, but for the 5-6 minutes that it went, it was good, you know. I know there wasn't a lot of build going into this match because Apollo Crews mainly won a #1 contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship, and then him and Miz really did not have any interaction until last Tuesday on Raw when not Raw, on SmackDown Live, when Miz called him Apollo Creed, and Apollo was like, "Oh, my name's Apollo Crews," and Miz is like, "Hey, I know you. Like, I know I've read a bunch of scripts, this and that. I know your name's Apollo Creed." And Crews hit him with a spin-out powerbomb. I do hope they have a rematch at Backlash, and I do hope that Apollo wins the Intercontinental Championship. That I hope he's the one to knock off Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. I just feel like the rematch needs better build, and like I said, they need to build a better character for Apollo Crews to get him to connect with the WWE universe. He's a great athlete. You know, his athleticism and agility and his strength are just impressive, but he's lacking a character that connects with the WWE universe. I still love Apollo Crews. I'm a Apollo Crews fan. I just hope that he eventually gets to win the Intercontinental Championship and they build him as a strong competitor and that the crowd gets behind him. So moving on, we get to what was undoubtedly the match of the night. A near 5-star classic in my opinion. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Guys, a lot of people have praised this match. This match was just freaking awesome. In my opinion, it topped their Money in the Bank match. I still thought that was an incredible wrestling match, but this one, wow, the storytelling, the near falls, the emotion toward the end, it was just, this match was incredible from start to finish. Early on, AJ Styles did some damage to Cena's lower back by hitting him with a suplex on the ring apron. Cena and AJ returned to the ring. Cena hit the first 4 moves of Doom, went for the AA. AJ countered with a Pele kick. Excuse me. AJ then managed to hit the Styles Clash, but Cena kicked out. Shortly thereafter, Cena hit the AA. AJ kicked out. AJ got Cena into a torture rack and then hit him with a spin-out powerbomb, which was the counter to the first of a couple of Super AA attempts by John Cena. Cena went for the Super AA. Styles got him into a torture rack and then hit him with a spin-out powerbomb, which looked really sick. AJ hit what looked like an AA, like his own version of the AA, but if you look closely, he hit Cena's neck with his knee. It's a move he's done before, but it did sort of look like an AA, like AJ's own modified AA. AJ missed the springboard 450, and Cena then countered with the sunset flip driver, which is really cool. AJ hit a nice German suplex. Cena countered with an STF, but AJ rolled through and countered that into a crossface. AJ then rolled through again and got Cena into the calf crusher, which, why is it not called calf killer? If the club has a finisher called the Magic Killer, yet you can't call the calf killer, you call it the calf crusher. I don't get it. Cena rolled out of the calf. I'm going to call it calf killer for its own sake. Cena rolls out of the calf killer and gets AJ into the STF. AJ gets out, hits an Inzaguri on Cena. Later on, Cena rebounds with a tornado DDT and then hits that patented guillotine leg drop. They continue to fight on the top turnbuckle. I think Cena was going for the Super AA again, but AJ countered with a wicked springboard Frankensteiner off the top rope and then hit the phenomenal forearm for a close 2 count. They went back to fighting on top of the turnbuckle, and John Cena hit the Super AA on John Cena. And at this point, guys, I was thinking, AJ's not kicking out of this. Cena goes for the cover. 1, 2, AJ Styles kicks out. I can't believe it. I mark out a little bit. I'm saying to myself, AJ's still in the match. He has a chance to pull this off because, to my recollection, there's only one other person that's kicked out of the Super AA, and that was Kevin Owens last year at Battleground. So I was so freaking happy when AJ kicked out. Cena had this look on his face like, what's it going to take for me to beat this guy, while AJ was struggling to get to his feet, trying to recuperate. And it was poetic because When you think about it, guys who have tried to beat John Cena in the past, they don't know what exactly it'll take to beat him. And then you have Cena get somewhat of a taste of his own medicine in the sense of he can't keep AJ Styles down. He doesn't know how to keep him down. And then Cena goes for one more AA, which Styles counters with a Styles Clash, removes his elbow pad, cracks Cena with the phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles beats John Cena clean in the middle of the ring. AJ Styles becomes the new franchise, the new face that runs the place. AJ Styles now 2-0 in singles matches against John Cena. I could not be happy. The crowd was ecstatic when AJ finally beat Cena because there were some of us that doubted AJ was going to actually win. I was concerned, but in the end, John Cena falls to AJ Styles. AJ Styles 2-0 over John Cena in singles matches. I couldn't be any happier for AJ. This event, excuse me, this most likely means AJ will be getting a shot at the WWE World Championship at Backlash. AJ definitely deserves to be champion by the end of the year. Kudos to John Cena. He put up a great match, a great effort against AJ Styles. One of Cena's best matches in recent years to go along with the series of matches he had with Kevin Owens. I mean, Cena can wrestle, guys. There are people that don't think Cena can wrestle. Cena can wrestle. Cena put on a hell of a match with AJ Styles. I loved it. Then, of course, at the end, you had the moment where John Cena took his wristband, his armband off, and he left it in the middle of the ring, obviously indicating that Cena is going to go away for a while. I don't think he's retiring because he does have the next season of American Grit to film, but we will find out what is in store for John Cena in the future. But mark your calendars, guys. August 21st, 2016, the night that AJ Styles beat up John Cena at SummerSlam, conquered John Cena, and moves to 2-0 over John Cena in singles matches. Guys, don't get me wrong. I respect Cena for what he's achieved. I do like John Cena, but I really wanted AJ Styles to win this match. And again, kudos to John Cena for a hell of a match, a hell of an effort against AJ Styles. These guys just really went out there and killed it. I mean, this was better than a Money in the Bank match. This was the soul match of the night. I mean, like I said, guys, close to a 5-star classic. I gave it 4 3/4 stars. Match of the night. I mean, what more can I say? Gonna take a quick swig of water real quick, catch my breath. All right. Awesome. So getting back to the review, guys. After Cena and Styles is where the show started to dip a little bit. And it was reminiscent of WrestleMania, where the show started off really good. You know, the show started off on a great foot, and then it just hit a dip. But with SummerSlam, it did pick things up a little bit. It wasn't a complete dip where I was just bored and I was waiting for the show to end. In this case, it was, as you can see, we had 3 good to great matches, and then we had that instant classic between Cena and AJ. And then here's where the show starts to dip a little bit. And one thing I noticed was how this show was booked. You started off with an undercard match, then you went into one of the main event matches, then you had another undercard match, another main event match, another undercard match, another main event match, and so forth. Which I could see like why they would do it that way, because you don't want to do all your main event matches one after the other, because you will eventually burn your audience out, and if you burn them out, that is a bad sign for your show. So the next match we had was the Tag Team Championship match. The New Day defending against Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. This was a decent average tag match. It's what you would expect from like Monday Night Raw. And I just hated how this match ended, because prior to the match, Jon Stewart came out wearing a New Day shirt, the New Day, you know, unicorn horns, and he dubbed himself an honorary member of the New Day because Big E wasn't there. You know, I have nothing personal against Jon Stewart, but it's like, I don't know what WWE's obsession with this guy is. They brought him in last year to host SummerSlam. I didn't even really think he did a great job hosting SummerSlam. He got involved in the Cena Rollins title for title match, which I was fine with, only because it allowed Rollins to win. And then this year, he gets involved in a tag team championship match. And I said like multiple times on Twitter, do not let Jon Stewart interfere in any main event matches. I also meant don't let him interfere in any matches at all. Just have him be there as a spectator with his son. I have nothing personal against Jon Stewart, the person, but it's like, don't let this guy get involved in any more matches. If he wants to be in the crowd as a fan, he's more than welcome to. But like, don't have him get involved, because honestly, there weren't many highlights in this match. I mean, Gallows and Anderson hit the magic killer on Kofi, and it looked like they were going to win the championship. And then Jon Stewart got involved, and I was like, guys, just knock this guy on his ass, get him out of there. Xavier Woods tried to defend him, and he got an Arn Anderson spinebuster for his troubles. New Day, so New Day are laid out. Freaking, Jon Stewart's getting dragged by Gallows and Anderson. They're dragging him toward the ring post, and I'm praying like, yes, castrate this guy, hit him with ring post sides, just crush his nuts against the ring post, and then out came Big E to a huge pop from the Brooklyn crowd. It's good to see Big E back. I have nothing against. I love Big E. I love the New Day. But I figured, when Big E came out, I was like, man, he's gonna attack the club and he's gonna cause a DQ, and that's exactly what happened. He attacked the club. The club won via DQ, and they didn't even freaking announce it. They didn't even acknowledge the DQ finish. Big E came out, laid out both guys, both Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Carl and Gallows. Hey, look at that right there. But anyway, freaking Big E returns, attacks Gallows and Anderson, causes the DQ finish. Gallows and Anderson win by DQ, and there's not even an official announcement from JoJo to acknowledge Gallows and Anderson as the winner. So, wow. There went that. Like I said, I was disappointed with that finish. That was another booking decision I didn't like. It's like, why not give the freaking titles to Gallows and Anderson here? Why are you going to wait until Raw or the Clash of Champions pay-per-view to give them the championship? My theory is they're waiting for New Day to surpass the 1-year mark, and then they're going to probably have them drop the titles to Gallows and Anderson at a house show, of all things, or maybe Raw or Clash of Champions, but it was just stupid. Another booking decision I was not a fan of, and I don't want Jon Stewart getting involved in any more freaking matches, guys. Just have him, he either needs to be barred from all WWE events, or he just needs to stay in his seat as a spectator. I'm telling you, if he comes back to SummerSlam next year and he gets involved in another big match, I don't care what match it is. If he gets involved, I'm just going to be like, fucking, I'm done with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So moving on, we have next the WWE World Championship match. The champion Dean Ambrose defending against the challenger Dolph Ziggler. This was a solid match. I was disappointed with this match too, guys, because I was expecting this to be a thriller. Like with Asuka versus Bayley, I was expecting this to be a little more compelling. I was expecting Dolph Ziggler to pull out all the stops in this match to try and ultimately silence his critics and knock off Dean Ambrose and become the WWE World Champion. Solid match, but I was disappointed because, like I said, it wasn't anything special. Ambrose, however, I noticed he was playing the heel in this match. He was displaying some heelish tactics. He slapped Ambrose. He, being Ambrose, slapped Ziggler a couple times. Ziggler slapped him back. Ziggler caught Ambrose in midair with a drop kick when Dean was trying to come off the top rope with, I don't know, a forearm or something. Ambrose hit this nice chicken wing face buster. So, think the glam slam by Beth Phoenix, but instead of sitting down, Ambrose just slammed him while standing up. And then he mocked tuning up the band for Sweet Chin Music, which I thought was really cool and funny. Ziggler hit a nice spike DDT on Ambrose. He also hit Ambrose with the Famouser. Ambrose rebounded with the top rope elbow on Ziggler. Ziggler then cracked Ambrose with a forearm. It was either a forearm or a headbutt on the outside, and then whacked him with a super kick that knocked him onto the top of the barricade. Back inside the ring, Ambrose went for dirty deeds, but Ziggler countered with a zigzag. Ziggler then slapped Ambrose again and knocked Ambrose back to the ropes, and Ambrose rebounded with the lunatic lariat. And then the finish comes when Ziggler and Ambrose are fighting on the top rope. Ziggler's going for the top rope X Factor, but Ambrose manages to land on his feet, and he drills Ziggler with dirty deeds for the win. So anticlimactic win. Nice finish, nice counter, but like I said, solid match for what it was, but the crowd didn't really care for it. I don't think they even cared for Dolph Ziggler, unfortunately. This match was solid, but it wasn't the thriller I was hoping it was going to be, because I was really expecting this match to go to where Dolph Ziggler's pulling out all the stops. He keeps getting closer and closer to beating Dean Ambrose, but eventually he just doesn't have enough to beat Ambrose. Like, Ambrose catches him off guard with that one move, like a Dirty Deeds, whatever, and beats him. I don't know if Ziggler's going to turn heel on SmackDown tomorrow night, because I'm recording this as of Monday the 22nd. So Raw is going to be starting in about 30 minutes on the East Coast and 3.5 hours here on the West Coast. So, yeah, solid match between Ambrose and Ziggler. They have a rematch at Backlash. I hope it's a better rematch. You have to believe at Backlash we'll get a triple threat with Ambrose, AJ, and Ziggler. And then you can build up to AJ and Ambrose at Survivor Series, and that's where AJ can win the championship. But like I said, good solid match. Was disappointed that this wasn't the thriller that I was expecting. And yeah, we'll see where things go from there, and we'll see if Dolph Ziggler eventually turns heel. Next up, we had the 6-woman tag team match. Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Carmella versus Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and originally it was supposed to be Eva Marie. They teased Eva Marie being there, and then her announcer announced that due to exhaustion from stress from hostile or whatever vicious WWE fans, Eva Marie has to take a vacation. Of course, she got suspended for violating the wellness policy. I honestly thought they would have acknowledged her suspension, because they did it for Roman Reigns when he got suspended back in June. But because it's Eva Marie, I guess they're going to just play it into the storyline, which I guess works. I thought it was funny that they said because of exhaustion from hostile or vicious WWE fans that Eva Marie has to take a vacation. Well, yeah, you're on vacation, honey, but it ain't paid vacation, that's for sure. So, Nikki Bella and excuse me, I just said it right there. So Alexa Bliss and Natalya did find a partner, and it was the returning Nikki Bella, who got a massive pop from the crowd. Nikki, I have to assume Nikki's going to SmackDown now that she returned and you know, not aligned herself with Alexa and Natalya, but she teamed with Alexa and Natalya for this match. This was a good, solid women's match. It got a little boring towards the end. Nikki hit a nice spine buster on Carmella. And then Alexa Bliss hit her flipping knees onto Carmella. Like, Carmella took the brunt of the punishment throughout this match. Becky Lynch got a hot tag, hit Alexa and Natty with exploders. She hit what I call the trifecta springboard drop kick. So she hit Alexa with one, Nikki with one, and then Natalya with one, all one after the other, because they're all on top of each other in the corner. Naomi hit Alexa Bliss with those nice jumping kick combos she does. So it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that aerobics cardio style kick combo, which is really cool. But she missed a split leg moonsault. I know Alexa Bliss missed some top rope move. I don't remember exactly what it was. But in the end, Nikki Bella got the tag, laid out Carmella with her forearm, and got the 1, 2, 3 when she laid out Carmella with a TKO. So Nikki's new finisher is the TKO. I'm totally fine with that. Obviously, she can't use the rack attack because she messed up her spine using that move. But good to see Nikki Bella back. I love the Bella twins. I may check out Total Bellas. Yeah, I'm most likely check out Total Bellas when that premieres. But good to see Nikki back. It's good that she's on SmackDown, because SmackDown needs more women for the division. But I honestly feel like the women's division should have just been exclusive to one brand, like Raw, and the Cruiserweight division could have gone to SmackDown, because I feel like the Cruiserweights could have done more things on SmackDown than on Raw. I mean, imagine Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa going up against like AJ Styles and John Cena and Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton and guys like that. That'd be freaking awesome. Kalisto versus Johnny Gargano. Yeah, I really feel like the Cruiserweight should have gone to SmackDown, and the women's division could have just been exclusive to Raw. Because look at all the freaking titles Raw has. Women's title, tag team titles, United States title, and the Universal title, which I'm going to get to in a little bit, because everybody's has been dropping their 2 cents on what that freaking belt looks like, and pretty soon you're going to hear from me. So yeah, good to have Nikki Bella back. I gotta believe when Bayley gets called up, she'll go to Raw, which is good. But I'm happy that Nikki's going to SmackDown, because I feel like she can bring more star power to women's division. I think Bayley be fitted off better off on Raw. But if she does come to the SmackDown Women's Division, that's awesome. They'll need that's great star power too for the division. So moving on, we go to the aforementioned Universal Championship match. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. The winner would become the inaugural WWE Universal Champion. First off, guys, let me comment on the Universal Championship because everybody and their mother has been talking about this belt. WWE really dropped the ball with this freaking belt. It's the freaking WWE World Championship with a red strap and a black logo. You know, it's literally all red everything. You know, it is, as Gold Standard 000 called it, the fruit roll of championship. I was so pissed off and I was so disappointed when they revealed the championship and it was just the freaking WWE World Heavyweight Championship with a red strap. I mean, WWE put all this money and effort into giving us a new set, yet they couldn't give us a new championship. Like, that's so freaking lazy, man. I freaking hated it. And yes, the crowd shitted on that championship throughout the match. I didn't chant anything like that belt sucks. I didn't shit on the belt as much. But, I mean, come the hell on. I'm telling you this right now. If all the freaking belts look the same, if the SmackDown Women's belt looks the same, if the SmackDown Tag Team Championships look the same, I am going to be so fed up with WWE. It's just freaking lazy, man. I really wanted the Universal Championship to be its own belt, and fans were not even happy with the belt from the beginning when they first revealed the name. So we come to SummerSlam, and they finally reveal what this belt looks like, and it's the freaking World Championship with a red strap. I mean, honestly, that is just freaking lazy. I hate it. You know, why couldn't WWE just give us a new belt? If it wasn't going to be that belt that was freaking proposed on the internet, the one that looked like the winged eagle, maybe have it be the globe or the universe in the center with the champion holding it up or something. You know what? Like, and yes, Mick Foley and Seth Rollins took to social media to express their opinions on why they think the fans shouldn't hate on the championship. I respect their opinions. I respect both men. But we as fans have a right to like what we like and dislike what we dislike. You know, we have an opinion we have the right to cheer what we want to cheer, boo what we want to cheer, and vocally express how we feel about certain things. And that freaking Universal Championship just pissed me off because it's like, you can put in the time and effort to make a new stage for SummerSlam, which I was so freaking happy with, yet you don't have the time and effort to make a new championship for Raw to distinguish Raw from SmackDown, to give Raw its own separate identity. Just laziness, man. I hated it. And you know, it's like the Women's Championship is pretty much the WWE World Heavyweight Championship with a white strap and red background, and I was totally fine with that. It was so much better than that freaking butterfly tin on a strap, you know? And freaking that belt looks even better than the Universal Championship. I mean, you know that you're in quite a predicament when the Divas Championship you retired is more acceptable or is more credible than the freaking Universal Championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Women's Championship, yes. It's the WWE World Heavyweight Championship with a white strap and the red background. I was totally fine with that because that was WWE's way of making both divisions seem equal with their respective champions. You know, I was totally fine with that. But this Universal Championship, I hate it. I really wish WWE would just give us something. I really wish WWE would have given us something fresh. And I just hate the fact that now the champion, who obviously you can tell who the champion is by my title, that the champion has to carry that freaking belt around. That's the championship that the Raw superstars are going to be competing for. And I don't even know if I really want Kevin Owens or Rusev to win that championship. You know, I don't know, guys. But ranting aside, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, great match. I didn't let the crowd's chants take away from this match. I enjoyed it from start to finish. It was a great match. Wasn't the instant classic I was expecting it to be, but still a great match. You know, Balor came out on fire in this match. He hit his turnbuckle drop kick right off the bat. And then he went for the coup de grace, and I was thinking, oh my God, he's going to squash Seth Rollins just like that. Rollins got out of the way. Rollins took over. He mounted offense. And then he hit Bálor with a barricade bomb on the outside, which unfortunately, guys, resulted in Finn Bálor suffering a shoulder injury, because I actually saw the video footage. And when you watch it, he landed awkwardly with his shoulder. He didn't have his shoulders next to him or whatnot. So Finn took that barricade bomb. He took it the wrong way. His arm was in a sling, I heard last night. And we're going to find out later this week, or maybe even tonight on Raw, if Finn will be able to compete, especially going into Clash Champions, because you got to believe that based on the outcome of this match, Rollins Bálor will have a rematch. Injury aside, Rollins hit the springboard knee from one corner, and then he hit the frog splash from another corner, which looked really nice. Finn rebounded with the sling blade and countered the pedigree with a nice the pedigree, but Rollins retaliated with an enziguri, to which Bálor responded with a Pele kick. Bálor then hit a nice reverse 1916. I said 1960, but it's the 1916. 1916. So Finn hit that. Rollins then trapped Finn in a triangle choke. Bálor, managed to make it to the ropes to break the hold. Seth hit the buckle bomb, followed by a super kick. And then he pulled out a move that I have not seen him do, but a lot of people were saying he used to do this a lot during his indie days. This move looked sick. It was pretty much a fisherman's driver, a fisherman suplex into a driver. It looked really, really sick. Bálor knocked Rollins. I think Rollins was going for the Phoenix Splash. Something in my mind was telling me that it keeps telling me that Rollins tried to go for the Phoenix Splash in this match, but I don't really remember if he did. Correct me down below in the comment section if I'm wrong. But Finn managed to knock Seth off the ropes with an enziguri. Then he hit a charging drop kick, which knocked Rollins into the barricade. Finn went for the coup de grace and missed, and Seth retaliated with the pedigree. Finn kicked out of that, hit the corner drop kick and went for the coup de grace, but Rollins countered and went for the superplex, connected with the superplex. Went for the pedigree again, but Bálor countered with a nice double foot stomp. He then hit multiple corner drop kicks, including one that knocked Rollins face first into the turnbuckle. Hit the deciding corner drop kick, and then hit Seth Rollins with the coup de grace, covered him. 1, 2, 3. Finn Bálor is your inaugural WWE Universal Champion. I marked out when he won the championship because I said that was the best way to go. Because if Rollins beat Bálor and Bálor came out as the Demon King, I want to make that clear. Bálor came out as the Demon King. If Rollins had beaten Bálor as the Demon King at SummerSlam, that would have killed the lore and mystique of the Demon King. So I was so happy Bálor won the championship. And it's not like Bálor didn't deserve this. You know, he's deserving of the Universal Championship, although I wish it was a better World Championship for Raw. And speaking of the Demon King, I really liked Bálor's new war paint that he introduced. He had the right side of his face, the way it was painted, because it was a majority of black and white. It reminded me of the Punisher. It looked so sick. I love that Rollins. I keep saying Rollins, excuse me. I love that Bálor keeps introducing new elements to his demon paint, to his war paint. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what else he introduces as the Demon King. As far as Finn as champion, I'm happy for him. You got to believe him and Rollins will have a rematch at Clash of Champions. And I'm looking forward to seeing Bálor defend his title against the likes of, Reigns, Rusev, Rollins, like I said, in a rematch. I'm looking forward to seeing Bálor mix it up with new guys on the main roster. But I do like where you can go with the feud between Rollins and Bálor, because they brought it up before. Bálor and Rollins are very similar. Everything Bálor has achieved, Rollins achieved first. He was the first NXT champion. He beat Roman Reigns in his first pay-per-view match back. He did it before Bálor did it on Raw. So I'm looking forward to the matches they can have. I'm looking forward to their rematch. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Bálor does as the new champion, the new main champion on Raw. Again, kudos to Finn Bálor. Well-deserved. Love the match. 4 stars. Like I said, the crowd didn't affect how I felt about the match. But I do think that Universal Championship is shit. And the less I talk about that belt, the better. I believe before the next match, we had this pointless as hell, ridiculous KFC plug where, I kid you not, Dolph Ziggler was dressed up like Colonel Sanders and The Miz was dressed up like some generic chicken. That is freaking stupid as hell. Those are the cheap plugs. I'm sick and tired of WWE. That's the product placement I'm sick and tired of WWE having on their show, as cheap as that was. And the less I talk about it, the better. Next, we move on to Rusev, defending the United States Championship against Roman Reigns. This wasn't even really a match, guys. When Roman came out, Rusev attacked him just like how the match on Raw between these two started, and they just brawled they just brawled on the outside. Rusev, hit Roman with the steel stairs. He tried to hit Roman with a chair. Roman caught it. Roman abused Rusev with the chair. Roman pretty much just went into badass mode and just beat down Rusev. And why wasn't this the segment we got on Raw instead of the actual match? Like WAPW said this was reverse booking. You did the match on Raw, but you did a brawl on the pay-per-view when it should have been the other way around. I like how we did see glimpses of the old Roman Reigns, who was just that badass who came in and kicked ass and took names. I like what they did. He basically put a beat down on Rusev. And when they finally separated Reigns and Rusev, the doctor checked on Rusev. Rusev, I guess, had a rib injury. And the doctor declared that Rusev was unable to compete. So the match never even, like I said, never even happened, never even started. JoJo made the announcement. And then Roman Reigns came back and hit Rusev with a wicked spear. Rusev took it like a boss. That's the Roman Reigns I want to see. A badass who just comes in, kicks ass, takes names, and that's it. So the feud's going to continue. I wouldn't be surprised if tonight on Raw we get Roman and Rusev for the United States Championship. Roman did not come out in any kind of patriotic gear or with the American pride vest that I was talking about in my predictions video. And the crowd really didn't even care for the brawl, because at one point they were chanting, "We want Slater." They wanted Heath Slater. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Roman Reigns and Rusev. If Roman wins the championship tonight on Raw, or he does it at Clash of Champions. But honestly, I want Rusev to remain United States champion until the end of the year. I just love what they're doing with Rusev. Like I said, it was cool to see shades of the old Roman Reigns in this brawl. We'll see where the rest of this feud goes. Got to give a shout out to Lana. She looked beautiful again, and like the ravishing queen that she is. And yeah, I mean, what else can I say, guys? It was supposed to be for the United States Championship. Broke out into a brawl. Roman got the best of Rusev, and they'll most likely have a match on Raw tonight. So we'll see what happens, because they may also just save the match for Clash of Champions. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, Roman came in, he beat up Rusev, he speared Rusev, and called it a day. So they'll probably have a match on Raw, and we'll see if he wins the championship there. All right, guys. So finally, we get to the main event, which was built 15 years in the making. Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. And, I mean, guys, this match was going good. It was a good fight, a good brawl until the ending happened. I mean, that ending was not supposed to happen the way it did. I have a feeling Brock was supposed to win, but I don't think he was supposed to win by TKO. I mean, I'm still a little baffled at everything that happened last night. I mean, the match was starting to really pick up when Brock took his gloves off. And when I saw that, I'm thinking, oh, shit, he's going to just go in there and just start, pounding away on Randy Orton. He's going to start busting this guy up and everything. And, boy, did I not see what happened. I mean, boy, did none of us see what's the saying? Boy, did none of us see what happened next coming. I mean, Brock goes full MMA mode on Randy Orton. He starts pounding him, and then he catches him. He cracks him across the skull with a legit elbow to the forehead, and I caught that. That was not scripted. Brock legit caught Randy Orton in the forehead with an elbow. which split Randy Orton open. I saw Orton like covering his head, and when I saw that happen, I'm thinking, oh man, he legit hit him with an elbow. Think Cena versus Lesnar at Extreme Rules 2012, that exact same elbow that Brock used to bust John Cena open with. He used that same elbow on Randy Orton, and I started to see some blood. I called it. I saw it, and I called it, and when it was revealed, I mean, the pool of blood that was coming from Orton's head was very nasty. It was gruesome. I mean, I don't know if Brock was just in I don't give a fuck mode and decided to just, you know, really add color to this match. I don't know what he was thinking, but he legit cracked Orton in the forehead with an elbow that split Orton open, and it was not a blade job, guys. If you've seen the picture of Randy Orton's head, that cut, that laceration is no freaking joke. I mean, they have to call timeout to the match. They get Brock off Orton. Brock then just decides to continue mauling Orton, which, looking back at it, I was thinking, man, Brock, once again, like a beast, is just going out there not caring. But, I mean, you have to keep in mind that Randy Orton's health and safety is, like, their top priority. So, after, it was just, Brock took this fight, and he turned it into a shoot fight. It was just, I'm still baffled at everything that played out, man, because the match was going good. It was the fight and brawl that I was expecting it was going to be. Brock threw Orton through the announce table. He power slammed him onto the SmackDown announce table, and then he threw him onto the table, through the table. It was getting wild. Orton hit an RKO on Brock on the Raw announce table. And it was starting to really pick up. It was starting to turn into that wild brawl. And when Brock took his gloves off after he hit an F5 on Orton, because Orton was trying to go for the punt, and Brock caught him on his shoulders and drilled him with the F5, I was thinking, okay, now they're going to start with, when Brock took his gloves off, I started thinking, yeah, now it's going to really get turned up a notch. They're really going to take it to a new level these next 9, 10, 11 minutes, whatever's left in this match. And then for I don't know what reason, Brock decided to just go full UFC on Orton and bust him open with that elbow to the forehead. And eventually, they have to stop the match because of Orton's bleeding. And when it happened, I was like, really? Like, they're going to end the match like that? It just left a lot of people disappointed. I was disappointed, because I didn't expect the match to end that abrupt. Lesnar is declared your winner by TKO. I mean, yes, Randy Orton, his health and his safety is a top priority. It's the top priority. Every superstar's health and well-being is top priority. But I don't know what happened with this match. This match just went from being a good, entertaining fight to just a shoot fight where all hell broke loose, I don't know if Brock Lesnar's going to get, if there's any repercussions coming for Brock Lesnar. Because, guys, you can't tell me that was staged. That was not staged. There was no way that was going to happen. I mean, you had to believe they were going to duke it out some more. Maybe there was going to be some blood, and then Brock was going to topple Orton with an F5 or whatever and win the match. But you can't tell me they planned for Brock to split Orton open with his elbow the way he did. I mean, the pool of blood coming out of Orton's head was gruesome. It was nasty. And I just remember seeing Orton get hit with the elbow and thinking, oh, crap, he hit him with the elbow. I think he busted him open because I remember Orton touching his forehead, trying to protect himself. I don't know what Brock was thinking. I love Brock, but I don't know what he was thinking doing that move. I don't know. I don't know if he was just like, fuck it, I'm going to open this guy up. Let's add some color to this match. I don't know if he went to Vince and said, how much will it cost for me to hit Brock or Randy with a legit elbow? I don't know. I mean, I'm still baffled. And I know Randy Orton had to get 10 stitches because of that. And then, Shane McMahon came out trying to get Brock off Orton, and Shane took an F5 from Brock. That had to have been, they had to have just thrown Shane out there. So then, I don't know, guys. I mean, the crowd was chanting for Goldberg. I wanted to see if Goldberg came out and got into a war with Brock. Goldberg didn't come out. I mean, just how the show ended was so abrupt and was disappointing. I liked the match for what it was up until the TKO finish. I don't know, guys. I mean, like, I don't know what is going to happen to Brock Lesnar. If he's going to be fined or whatnot. Because keep in mind, he failed the drug test after at UFC 209, at UFC 200. Excuse me. Why am I thinking 9 UFCs ahead? But yeah, I don't know. And then I'm reading reports that Brock got into a legit altercation with Chris Jericho backstage. So I don't know, guys, what is going on with Brock Lesnar. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen with I mean, I'm on lordsofpain.net right now while I film this review. And let me see exactly what happened between Brock and Jericho. So it says the finish to Brock versus Orton went pretty much as planned, but led to a big incident between Jericho and Lesnar. According to Dave Meltzer, multiple sources report that Jericho came to the grill position as the match ended. Apparently, to find out what exactly happened and to see if Orton was all right. Jericho then asked Michael P.S. Hayes if that was the planned finish, and Hayes wouldn't respond. Jericho said that's bullshit. Jericho's bullshit comment came just as Lesnar was returning backstage. Lesnar, thinking Jericho was talking about the match, called Jericho a pussy, according to one version, or just said shut up, according to another version, and for Jericho to mind his own business. They came face to face and had words. One version of the story says they were shouting at each other the whole time. Lesnar reportedly pushed Jericho with his fingers. Jericho then did what was described as the Rousey tape forehead press. Another version of the story said Jericho shoved Lesnar into the wall. The two were tangled up against the wall when Lesnar told Jericho to either punch him or kiss him. Triple H then jumped in and broke things up. The two went at it again, but this time Vince broke it up. Jericho was then yelling about Lesnar, and Vince told him that everything was a work and to be professional. Triple H reportedly told Vince that Lesnar started the fight and that Jericho was just standing up for himself. No more words were exchanged. But Jericho saw Orton's condition and got mad. It was noted that Jericho was concerned with Orton's health and safety, but Orton assured him that he knew what was going to happen. Okay, so from what I'm reading, guys, it looked like that was the planned finish. If that was the planned finish, well, then kudos to Randy Orton for taking that freaking elbow the way he did, because there's no way you can blade like that and bleed as profusely as you did. So if that was what the planned finish was, well, then WWE got us. WWE got us really good, because I honestly thought that was a shoot finish and they had to just stop it right there with the TKO. If they did this to keep Brock and Orton strong, I can understand, but honestly, with how it was pulled off, it looked very real. So if that is the case, then WWE really got one over on us. But from what I'm reading, I mean, hey, kudos to Jericho for being concerned with Orton's health. Orton assured him he knew what was going to happen. So it looks like, it looks like that finish was planned. But honestly, with how it came off on TV, it looks so real, you know? It looks so real. So we'll see what happens with Orton and Lesnar from here. Could this potentially lead to a rematch between like the Royal Rumble or at WrestleMania? Will Brock have a match with Shane based on what happened after the match? Kudos to Chris Jericho for being concerned about his WWE brethren Randy Orton, and for just defending himself the way he did against Brock. I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. I don't know if they'll address this on Raw or on SmackDown, but we'll see how things play out. But I did give Lesnar vs. Orton 3 stars. I did enjoy the fight that it was while it lasted before Orton got busted open and Brock just went all MMA on him. Brock did take Orton to suplex. He hit him with about 8 suplexes. Orton got in some offense for a good 3-4 minutes, which is a rarity in a Brock Lesnar match because Brock is usually the one dominating you for a certain amount of time. Like I said, I did like Brock slamming Orton on the SmackDown announce table and then throwing him through it, and Orton hitting an RKO on the announce table and then hitting hitting Brock with an RKO inside the ring. But again, I said it was going to take multiple RKOs for Orton to keep Brock down. And then he went for the punt, which was cool. And Orton and of course Brock caught him on his shoulders and hit him with an F5, and then that led to the TKO finish. So it was good while it lasted, but I was disappointed with how it ended. And like I said, I'm just interested in seeing where the match goes from here, like what the plans are. for Brock and Orton going forward. Is Brock going to fight Shane McMahon based on how things played out? We'll see, guys. But that will do it for my SummerSlam 2016 review. Overall, guys, I'm giving the show a 7.25 out of 10. Like I said, it was a much better show than last year's SummerSlam, but it's still not. It was still a disappointing show. It was, to be fair, it was a good show for what it was, but it still wasn't as good. It still didn't deliver like I thought it would. I don't know if SummerSlam should be 4 hours from now on. I feel like 4 hours is just too much. It's just too much time for WWE to try and do all these matches and try. I don't think SummerSlam should be 4 hours anymore, because last year there wasn't enough matches on the card and it still didn't deliver. This year there was 10 matches on the main card and it still didn't deliver. I mean, it was better than last year's, but it still failed to deliver. So it's like, I don't think SummerSlam should be 4 hours anymore, because when you add on the pre-show, that's 2 hours plus. So that's 6 hours of wrestling right there. Maybe just have, SummerSlam go back to being 3 hours and the pre-show being 1 hour. So that's 4 hours of wrestling right there. Just keep WrestleMania 4 hours, because that is the granddaddy of them all. But I think SummerSlam should just go back to being 3 hours, because I don't think 4 hours is working. 2 SummerSlams in a row that were 4 hours each, and both were disappointing. Last year's show was all right. This year's show was better, but still not by much. So that'll do it, guys, for my SummerSlam 2016 review. As always, thank you guys for watching and listening. Comment down below and tell me what you thought of the show. What do you think is going to happen on Raw and SmackDown? And give me your thoughts on Brock versus Orton. Because after reading what I read, it's kind of hard to think that was the planned finish, because it just looks so real and it looked like that was not supposed to happen. It looked very... It was kind of disturbing, and it looked like a shoot fight. It went from a fight to a shoot fight, pretty much, from a sports entertainment fight to a shoot fight. So that'll do it for my review, guys. Real quick, just want to say, like I said earlier, loved the new set, loved the Raw and SmackDown guys calling their respective matches, loved Mauro Ranallo and Corey Graves getting the call the main event next alongside JBL and Corey Gray, Byron Saxton, excuse me. Please, WWE, give us, by the end of the year, a better-looking Universal Championship. Because I hate the fact it's just the WWE World Heavyweight Championship with a red strap. Give us fresher. Yeah, give us new titles. Give us new titles you're going to introduce on SmackDown. The women's title and the tag titles. And the Cruiserweight Championship, give it a fresh look, too. Loved Cena and Styles. Great freaking incredible match. Near 5-star classic. And yeah, I also love the women's championship match. I love Rollins and Bálor. So there was enough good on this show, good to great, to make this show better than last year's. But I still feel like both shows disappointed in delivering. So I think from now on, SummerSlam should just be 3 hours. The pre-show should just go back to being 1 hour. Let WrestleMania be 4 hours. And if you got to do a 2-hour pre-show, let it be. But that'll do it for my review, guys. This is Rob Kenobi signing off. Once again, thank you all for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. Enjoy SmackDown. And enjoy NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic. So thanks again for watching and listening, guys. This is Rob Kenobi signing off. Everybody have a good day. Catch you later. Peace.